Yes, wow. There's nothing natural in one sense, all been mined. And we're going to go past this little hut made out of waste rock, dirt floor, little fire at the back. Yeah, you'll hear some people call them bothies. Yeah, lovely sounding word. The trouble is, we English have a habit of borrowing words from other languages, then misusing them, and then we tell the original country they were wrong in the first place. We've got form on this. Yeah. So they're not bothies. Why aren't they bothies? Should have animals in. It's a bothy. It's a hut.
Oh, it's a hut.
But there's no romance in the word hut, you see. And we English, we really
no romance in the life, man.
Mainly because ours is so
everything
boring. So that's where you'd be living in the old days, folks.
Really?
A little hut like that made out of waste rock, dirt floor.
Wow.
And before the First War, His Lordship would provide you with free rock to build it. He wouldn't even charge you rent when you had built it. 2 opportunities missed in my book, but there we go. And then you stayed there till you finished the bargain, the contract, the agreement. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you go home? Because you were self-employed. You got paid when you finished the job.
Oh.
Yeah.
So everybody's stuck in the contract.
You only get paid when you complete the agreed amount of slate.
Wow.
So if you agreed to make 5 ton of roofing slate, you make 4. So if you're paid like that, self-employed, right? You're going to work as long as you can, as hard as you can, to get your money as quick as you can. Right? It's obvious. So anybody here actually self-employed? There you go. Yeah, that's 3 of us right-winger Genghis Khan then, isn't it? You know? I mean, that's your world, isn't it? You work as long as you can, as hard as you can, get your money as quick as you can.
Yeah.
Why do anything else?
Yeah.
Yeah. And everything in that mind is going to reflect you two. Yeah. Not the employed.
Yeah.
Yeah. The height of the tunnels. Everyone thinks everybody was 4'6" in the old days. They weren't. They were shorter. But nothing has to do with the height of a person. It's to do with money. Everything is. The history of the world is money. Yeah, it's money. That's lovely. But Dad, this is the good world. This is the good old days. I'm thinking, really.
જે આગળ વાળા છે હા વાવ Brian hello આમ અંદર આ બાજુ જોજો માસી આમ
જરા ઝૂકડા ખારા બધે બીજાનો ટાઈમ
શિવાની પાછળ જતો ઓ માસી આમ જુઓ હા પાસપોર્ટ વાળો ભાઈ જો હે હું આ લાવ્યો તમે મને એમ નહીં બોલ્યા હજી કે મજા આવી કે ના આવી એટલે આવી ને બસ અલા આશીષભાઈ કઈ ગયા આશીષભાઈ અલ્યા બોલો Whoa.
Get everybody in before I start.
Wow.
It's quite something, isn't it?
Is this handmade?
Sorry?
Is this all handmade?
Part of it's been machine drilled.
Okay.
But it's all been mined out.
Mined out.
Yeah. In we come, folks. Got some little legs back there. Little legs up here.
અહીંયાથી Yeah. રાકેશભાઈ આ ચડ્યા હતા આવી રીતના અહીંયા આમ છેક ઉપર સરિયા લઈને જ ખાલી આ સરિયો દેખાય તમને એવો સરિયો આમ સરિયા નગાયેલા છે સરિયા પકડ એ તો કોઈ ચમ્મુ ઊભો જ હોય
Beautifully, why on that film you heard our rock will last 300 to 400 years on the roof.
Yeah.
This slate is not the slate we adults learned about at school. Remembering those wet Thursday afternoons in geography. We're not looking at rock that's mud and sand compressed over millions of years, as is a conventional slate. Like Welsh, or Scottish, or Cornish, or Brazilian, or Indian, or Mongolian, or Spanish, Chinese, or our American cousins with their Pennsylvania black slate. This rock is volcanic. That's why it will last so long on a roof. So children, not the adults, children, what is it that comes out of a volcano when it goes up? What was that? Who said what? Magma, yeah. Was it yourself who said that? Who said that? Yeah, well said. Magma inside, and then when it comes out, it becomes lava. Wow.
Wow.
And then we
Wow,
got
great,
some
man.
rock that come down a bit like snow, haven't we? Can you think of what those are called? Anybody? It's ash, isn't it? Volcanic ash. So we've got ash, magma, lava, rock, mixed together like a sort of big fruit cake gone hard boiled. Nope. This is literally, and adults, I do mean this literally, a volcanic sandwich.
wow
It is. Above your head is the top of the sandwich. Folks, we call it the sill. You can see the scoring in the rock. You know, we call them striations. Those are from the making. All that mining's done is expose them, not make them. That is a huge lava slab. You're in the slate seam from the volcanic ash, but it's ash that's gone through time, pressure and heat. And you're standing on waste slate. So you're in the slate seam and you're standing on waste slate. Underneath us is the slab you saw on the way in. Did some of you do the Infinity Bridge earlier, by any chance?
no we didn't get a chance.
So you didn't go across. Well, that slab has a name. Now, do any of the children here play, or have played, Minecraft?
this guy
Yeah, you have? You have?
This
Yeah,
guy.
right. Okay. Shout at me, what's the rock you can't get through in Minecraft?
Bedrock.
Do you see what they've just done? Proven that Minecraft is educational. They are not just playing on their computer, they're learning about mining stuff, which is like rich stuff, and improving dexterity on the keyboard. There you are, Mum and Dad. Yeah? They're thinking, I wish you wouldn't do this. You're not videoing, are you? No, no, please.
no એનો વિડિયો
yeah,
ના લેતા
yeah, no. Sorry about it. It's
Yeah.
nothing to want to. It's all to do with me and social media. So we've got a bedding plane, two huge lava slabs standing. Why do we leave them alone? There's no money in them. Yep. This is not because they were all 4'6", shorter, yes. The heads were bent over a car. They made the tunnels as big as they need to be, not as the employed would deem they're entitled to have them. The difference?
time and money
It's money.
Time and money.
All the time is money.
Time is money,
to
yeah.
use that horrible old phrase. Now, to prove the rock and what Celia said, you can see a lot of our slate where a lot of you live. London. You've been down to London.
Who's the living up?
come on who lives there Queen
Oh, yeah, I said that earlier, but it's the King's house.
Kings now
I keep saying the Queen, yeah.
it's king
Who is the was the before?
Yeah. It's
Who
on
is
the,
it?
It's on the whole of Regent Street in London. It's on Kensington Palace. It's on the Ritz Hotel. It's on St.
yeah
Yeah,
the
I mean,
slate
best building in London. Londoners will tell you it's the best cathedral in the land, won't they?
yeah
Do you know why they say that? Because they haven't been to Durham. You go to Durham Cathedral, no contact with England. The original Scotland Yard. And even three of what in London we call the something's across the river. Three of the old MI6 buildings have our slate on.
oh the one
Now
just
apartment
sit
blocks.
next to the river
I bet their broadband doesn't go down like ours does. Yeah,
In the basement.
yeah.
It's a basement. It's a
That's
wall.
the one.
Yeah.
Anyway, all of that original to the build. 300 to 400 years is conservative. It'll last longer. The roof will go before the slate. It's because it's that metamorphized ash hard on the roof. The downside, weight and cost. Put it on the 4x2 Lego kits they build today in our modern house, the roof will collapse. It won't take weight. Cost, well, compare with Brazilian, Indian, Spanish or Chinese slate, which is roughly 1 to 4,000 to put on a family house. This is 30 to 40,000. Gone out on the roof. And that's without the roof and the roofer. Why does anybody buy our rock at that price?
The
It's the best.
best.
And if you're going to be the best, you better be number one.
Number one. Yeah.
In Indian rupees, 18 lakh rupees.
Yeah.
Per hour.
So yeah, wow, yeah. So how much? If you're the best, that's fine. But what are you if you're second best?
Just trying.
You're a
Second.
loser, aren't you? You're a loser.
Because if
You're
you're
a
the
loser.
first, you
Hey,
have to
I'm a
first, and
Tottenham
yeah.
fan. I'm used to coming second. You keep quiet. Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse this year. I can tell you that. Anyway, moving on. Enough of my life. That's the rock. Now I've got a question for you, folks, and we're going to do this as two groups. So there's yourselves and these guys. I'm coming to you second. Right. I want you to imagine it's the 1890s. Okay, 1890s.
1890s.
Not 1990s. Not
18.
1790s. 1890s. It's your first day at the mine. You're working for your father. You know what the question is going to be. What age typically do you think you'd be then when you started work at this mine? That's an average age. What do you think?
This is
15.
like 15?
15, they
10,
say?
10 to 15.
Oh no, you've got to pick one number.
Okay, 15 is like
15. Okay, what do you guys say? 12. You're thinking 7. See, you are...
it's a 15, yeah.
Because then that proved, you've proved to be wrong. I would say next area up the station. Well, maybe you're wrong. I mean, you're saying 7 and you're saying 10. 12, sorry, 7. So we've gone from 7 to 15.
70 to 50.
You have a very high opinion of our social industrial history. Can't share I share that high opinion. The legal age, as he said, was 12. The actual age was typically 8 to 10.
Wow.
And here's the thing though, folks.
Brian Jodo.
We had four acts of parliament, 4 laws that said this shouldn't happen. We had an Education Act, we had a Child Act. We built a monument to the Child Act, it's called Eros, Piccadilly Circus. We've got a Registration of Minors Act back in the 1840s. Even got an act in the 1840s to stop anyone under 10 working anywhere. But they're bits of paper. They are not social realities, as you say. Yeah. If your belly's empty, your family have no ability to put food on the table, and somebody's telling you you've got to go to school by law, what are you going to do? Go to school and starve to death, or work and survive? What do you do? They are survive. If you still find that incredible, we checked the list of registered miners for the second half of the 19th century, and the youngest I found was in 1864, earlier than we're looking at, and this was Cumberland, by the way, not Cumberland. Youngest was 4 years and 9 months old.
Wow.
Registered.
4 years.
So how many were? That is the reality, folks. And it wasn't an aberration, it wasn't a one-off, it wasn't an unusual occurrence. This was life in this country.
So you,
Yeah. Absolutely hideous, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, here's the thing, folks. When we were the most powerful country in the world with the biggest empire since Genghis Khan, yeah, we had the kids still down the mine. So much for a feeling of superiority, right? We were no better or worse than any other country. And believe you me, I've said this many, at this point, many people think I'm left-winger Jeremy Corbyn. I'm right-winger Genghis Khan, I can assure you. But I like to think I've got a social conscience. Yeah, I don't honestly think you can be a human being without having a social conscience. You really can't. But that's another day for another conversation. So you're 8 years old. By the way, if you're wondering what the 4-year-old did, open and close the door, got air into the mine, work the bellows. Coal mine out west of Whitehead. Right, anyway, anybody here 8 years old?
Who is 8 years old in India?
Anybody actually 8 years
Under
old?
8 years.
7.
7, you'll do. Right, go on you. Over it. Where's Dad?
He's gonna show you something.
Where's Dad? Are you Dad?
Yeah.
Good, excellent.
Good boy. Who is in our front?
Come on,
Let's go. Come out. Go, kids. Okay, you can go, bro.
Come forward. Come.
Go, go, go.
Now then, okay, now, number one daughter, if you could stand down there. Guys, the rest of you stand down there. Yep, that's it. Just give him a bit of space. Now your job, he's moved my drill. Here it is. Uh-oh. Right, your job's to hold the drill. Now you're now a junior rock hand, and you're working for Dad. Dad's the boss, yeah? And if he says move in the mine, you have to move. You don't say why, you don't say but, and you don't say I don't want to. Why? Why? Because if you do question something, chances are you're going to be dead before you question it. Something's going to come off that cell, yeah? Welcome to
Our country is like touching like how to come food in
Yeah.
the night time. So do like that.
Excellent. Well, Folks, this is a modern drill bit. The real one of the drills would have been about this length, triangular, not hexagonal, but about this length and weight. So you get hold of it. Is that heavy? I mean, I know you're from London, but you know. Is it heavy? Yeah, a bit. Now, good news, you're not holding it like that. You're actually going to hold it on your shoulder like that. So if we hold it to the rock, I'll keep it away from that hole. Put it on your shoulder. Now hold it both hands. Now that hand actually goes, let go, turn it around. That's it. Good shot. Now put it on your shoulder. You hold it hard to the rock, right? And then your dad, have you got it?
Yeah.
Got it? Stay there. Hang on, I'll be right back.
एनो नहीं लगता
Your dad set this set. No. I've given Dad this hammer before, and the end of the hammer came off. My heart nearly stopped. Now, your head's that way, by the way. You're focused on the rock. You hold it fast to the rock. Every time Dad hits it, and I'm tapping it. Your dad's strong. He'll hit it hard. Every time you hit it, can you feel that? Yeah? He's concentrating. Every time you hit it, you hold it hard to the rock.
do like that, right.
Can I give you that to put back? Well done, you. Whoop, he says. Right, and as it goes into the rock, you then pull it, you turn it, you push it back in. You keep it straight, stop it sticking. Can you do this? Yes. Would you want to do it?
Careful.
No. Do you have any choice? No. You're doing it because your dad did it. Yeah? You're following the line. Yeah, and you're learning how to drill rock just like your dad did. Well, that's good, yeah. Now, if you stand down there, just careful as you go down because you go one big step, that's it. Now, folks, what are we trying to achieve? And what are they trying to achieve? If you look at my rock, it's like pages in a book, isn't it? And this is what we call an open back. When we drill in this way, we open up two of those rock pages and create another back. We've got to go in about 60 to 80 centimetres. And then we drill this way against the nature of the rock so we can blast it. Those two holes are a day's work. And remember what I said, day's work here, 10 to 14 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, and it is not his lordship that owns the mine that's making you do that. It's you, because you're self-employed. What did we say? Work as hard as you can, as long as you can, to get your money as quick as you can. He doesn't want to spend not a minute longer here than he has to. Finish the job, get home. You work every day. That's like 2 school days in one. Do you like school? No, that's good. That's a good answer. When a child says to me, yes, I like school, and I say, would you like to go home of an evening or stay at school and do another school day? If they say do another school day, number for childline. It's not normal. So yours are good answers. Yeah. Just be grateful you're not in Scotland. You'll be going there next Wednesday.
Yeah.
Finish with
Parents are going, yeah, come on, let's move to Scotland. So once we've drilled the holes, folks, we've got to blast the rock. Now, explosive. We use the best of them all. A very slow burning explosive. It's a lovely thing. It's something Guy Fawkes tried to use. What did Guy Fawkes try and use? He was a man back in the 16th century that tried to blow up Parliament. He failed. Shame, but he failed. And he tried to use
Fiber.
gunpowder. Yeah, gunpowder. Thank you, folks. Black powder. We still use it today. We've been using it 500-600 years. The reason is simple. It's slow burning. Use dynamite, shatter the rock. Yeah. I did have a little American lad ask me if we use C4, the American military grade explosive. I mean, half it's going to land in Manchester or Liverpool, isn't it? Instant quarry. So we use black powder and straw. Dad here would set the charge. And once he's lit the charge, you're heading down the tunnel and waiting at the entrance. You've got pretty horrible food, bread, potatoes, hard cheese, dripping. Probably the less said about dripping, the better. It's like blood and fat. Yeah. See? Yes. McDonald's. Have you ever had a McDonald's? Ever had a McDonald's, kids? It's the same thing as dripping. Yeah.
In our life, only just chapati.
All right, okay.
Only just chapati.
It'd be better for you than dripping. All may come to that McDonald's, that's for sure. Yeah, I'm probably living proof of that. In the morning, father's back.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
You're back. And go careful.
Oh, yeah.
And you break the rock down to manageable sizes, winch it, lift it onto a cart, and push it out of the mine. No trains or ponies. It's not Wales. And outside, we split the rock, make the slate. We take a hammer and chisel, folks, to the middle of the rock. Now, we don't call it split, we call it rive. We like our old Norse words here, don't we? Right, you're a bit further south, but I mean, there we go. So you split it down the middle, keep splitting it down. Once it's been split, you dress it, you take the edges off. Little axe called a whittle. Put the finished slates in a box. The box sits on a sled like a toboggan. And you drag that sled down the mountainside to what we call the Honister Hause. Hause means gathering place for men and materials. There it's checked for quality, quantity and weight. Once the bargain is complete, you are paid and on your way. This will take 2-3 weeks, and we will take off deductions for any food, help for blacksmith, black powder, whatever you needed, at the mine's prices, quite naturally. Remember, we haven't charged you rent for the hut, which I think so. And then you're off home. I have one bit of good news for you, and none for the children. Because you've got the money, yeah? And the children get nothing. You get the money. Mum's at home waiting to pay the bills. No machines to do the jobs. Big families. Corner shops screaming at her for the money. Yeah?
See kids, how to come in the pizza.
Yeah. So you're home a couple of days, you're back again. You want to be miners, folks? I thought I was selling it sober. Life expectancy in the 1890s as an average, what do you think?
About 100 or something.
50.
No, 100.
No, life expectancy.
No,
100. About 100?
60.
60 years.
Mid-40s.
Most of them did not die of emphysema or silicosis, because as you know better than I, being a nurse, they didn't live longer to die of emphysema or silicosis. Bit of a double-edged sword, that one. Did it have an effect? Of course it did. Did youngsters die when they were small in such a dangerous environment working underground? Yes.
Yes.
So what did most of them die in their mid-40s? The same thing that arguably, in the end, we all die of. Heart failure. They flogged themselves to death.
Wow.
And after nothing is evil.
To the point where the pump said, I can't do this anymore. And over they went. That is the greatest indictment on earlier centuries. You want a reason for the unions? I just gave it to you. Because would people still act like this if we didn't have, sort of a human rights approach? Of course they would. Why?
Money.
Money rules. Money rules. So do you want to be miners? Who wants to? How are the children? Would any of the children want to be a modern miner in the modern world with big machinery? Any of you want it?
Any boy?
Anyone?
No.
He?
No.
Well, to prove to you folks, miners are and always will be really good engineers, not underground labourers. I have an obligation to Honister, I think, because I did a lot of talks for them when they were doing their mining degree at Durham. They got their degree, got themselves out to Western Australia, a big open cast iron mine about the size of Yorkshire, drilling rock. They are earning today in the region of some £1,500 sterling a day.
Wow.
A day. So, who wants to be a miner now? Yeah. Why are they paid that money? High-end engineers working in a highly dangerous environment. And believe you me, Western Australia is life on Mars. And what they're mining. Without their iron ore, none of us have any food, clothes, roads, cars, nothing. Yeah, so we need them. And one of them became the world air compressed core drilling champion.
Wow.
And here's the thing you're not expecting. Both those miners and the one that won the competition, women, not men.
Wow.
It is usual rather than unusual in Western Australia to see the women drilling the rock and driving the vehicles. They're lighter on the kit. They let the machine do the job. So they go through less equipment. So the lady that owns most of the iron ore mines loves the women working on the kit. Yeah, there you are. One up for the ladies. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
king is one.
Yeah.
This is one.
So there we go. Who wants to blow something up?
Me.
Who said me?
Me.
Well done, you. Come on. Right, look, put your hands on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, come on. You gonna
Go.
Yeah, well done. Now, folks, this doesn't always work. If it doesn't, some lights will come on at the back, and they'll talk about the First World War. Then we can come back to it and reset itself. So we'll give it a try and see what happens. Okay, I'll press the button. I'm just going to see if any lights come on over the back. If they do, we'll have to listen to them and then we'll come back to it. Yeah, they have. Just listen to this, folks. It's a little bit about the First World War, and then we'll come back to it.
I love working at Honister. I'm looking to handle the best slate in the world. My pals are not as lucky as I am. They have their faces down in the mud, escaping gunfight, fighting for their lives. And that's all down to the war against Germany. The Great War, they call it. When I first came here as a little lad with my father, 1905 I think it was, there were 150 miners here at Honister. So many of them have gone on to fight. It seems that every week we get back.
It feels like a real.
The lad's home on leave tells about the gunfire and the explosions. The only explosions here at Honister are the ones we set up. Not that it always goes to plan.
Here he goes again, after more sympathy.
It was the misfire that caught me out. Before I knew it, bang! I was on my back, ears ringing, head spinning, blood running from my nose and ears. I was flat out, choked by the dust. I thought I was dead. Thanks, man. All I remember was the sad boy down looking back at me. Till they realised I was alive. It's because of my injury I was passed unfit for the war. So, instead, I'm here at Honister, continuing to work just like I have done since I was a lad. Every hammer blow we strike, every cloth we extract, and every slate we make feels like a little victory to us. We're doing our bit to keep the mine open, even if there are only a few of us left here these days.
Right then, folks, let's do the explosion. It's going to be a bit of a bang and a bit of smoke. You're in the right place. Right, here we go. On three, push it down. 1, 2, 3. It's like waking the dragon, isn't it? Well done, you two. Well done. Didn't flinch at all. Yep. Right. Okay. Put some lights back on. Watch your heads through here, folks.
Oh yeah, look at that. We're climbing up there.
Right. Now make sure you can all see up the tunnel.
Yeah, look up there. We went up all the way up there. Earlier on, we went all the way up.
Come both.
No, we don't.
Right, make sure you can all, I mean all of you, see up the tunnel. Now folks, this tunnel was started to be built at the end of the First World War. At the end of that war, only about 25 miners out of about 150 actually returned. Yeah, the majority weren't killed. They simply chose not to come back. Well, would you? They found out there's a big world up there. Some people found out they've been conned for generations. They voted with their feet, they followed the money, and off they went. The man who owned the mine was also overseas. Where was he? South Africa. Why? The man who owned the mine, someone that my family from Kendal will have heard of, are the Egremonts. The Egremonts are one of our oldest noble families. They go right back to the Vikings. So they go before the first century, before the first millennium. That said, with the then Lord Egremont overseas, because of their interest in Australia, South Africa and South America, or put another way, gold, iron ore, diamonds. I mean, what would you do? Gold and diamonds or slate and gold? Yeah, I'm with you on that. Yeah, gold and gold. And he left his bank to run the mine. Now, why would you leave a bank to run a mine? Because this bank controlled a lot of mines around the world. This is the oldest and the best of the banks. Yeah. Now, you've probably heard, for those of you living in the UK, and yeah, you've heard of Coutts Bank, haven't you? Coutts?
Coutts.
Yeah. It's a bank that the celebrities tend to bank with. The new money. Old money banks with whores. You heard of whores?
Yeah.
You have? Whores Bank, it's in Fleet Street in London. It is the oldest and the best. They are by invitation only.
Yeah.
Fascinating family, Anglo-Irish, staunch Methodist back in the day. And the man they sent, naval commander. When he arrived, he did a lot of things quickly. First thing, banned alcohol. Now, I'm not saying you drink. Some you will, some you won't, but I do. Next, he built a church down the bottom of the hill. Miners called it the Tin Mish. Then he brought miners in from Ireland. The men were known as navigators. Now, folks, you'll hear people call them navvies. Navvy implies labourer. These men deserve full title. I've got no Irish blood. Any Irish blood here at all? No? Never is but I'll. Now they came here in large numbers and helped the commander modernise and mechanise the mine. However, when they were doing that and working under this strict regime, the miners absolutely loved this man. Why? One, he brought in basic salary. Now you like him. And secondly, he ran the mine according to the Hall family principles. Now, if you ran a business for Hawes in the old days, you were obliged to be at the place of work before all the workers and be there when they finished work. And you do not ask any worker to do any job you wouldn't or couldn't do yourself. You lead from the front, which means when there's an issue in the mine, you're there. It goes wrong, you're going to be dying too. Yeah. So no Zoom calls, no working from home. Yeah? You're there. All right? Yeah? Can't see him being the fan of working from home, the old commander, if he was alive today. Can you see that?
No.
No, I can't. I know you're smiling, so you're clearly on my side. Yeah? Some things, believe it or not, can't be done by looking at a screen, can it? Yeah. There's a lady over here saying, tell the doctors. Yeah. Now then, folks, this is one of the early things he built. Goes up around 200 metres, links all the levels together. That rail track came from the home of the finest producer of rail track in the world. And I know part of my group are from India. You've seen the rail track like that in India. Because it was made in Workington Steelworks. And in some parts, the rail track has not been replaced. And the reason it's survived, the quality of the iron ore in it. That is the hardest, the best steel in the world. If it was modern steel, it'd have been replaced 6 times. Incredible steel. Cable attached to the winding drum, this end to a turntable, frame underneath, and then you've got wheels under that. Line it up with your working level, push your cart onto the turntable, lower it to the bottom level, push it off on the narrow gauge. It's like Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, isn't it?
Yes.
With this, the commander could move more rock with less men, and he got a byproduct, ventilation, the air cannot flow. But he completely modernised and mechanised the mine. Now, folks, we're going to head down to the lower level. So we're not done yet. I'm going to lead the way. Children, make sure your dads do this right. Mums and dads, look after your parents. Why? You need them for pocket money. That's true. Yeah, this is true. This is true. You do.
Otherwise,
right, children, let's head down. We're going this way, folks. Slowly.
એટલે આપણે બીજી બાજુમાં આવી ગયા ના એટલે બીજી બાજુમાં આવ્યા જો ત્યાંથી અહીં બીજી બાજુમાં આવ્યા અરે નીચે જવાનું છે જો
નીચે જ જવાનું છે ને I know how to ride it. Yeah. But you see, carefully.
The big problem we have, we judge time by age, right?
Yeah.
But really, you should judge time by someone's experience. I mean, you think of what your parents were like at 24, what you're like at 24, and now what your kids are like.
Wait, mind your head.
Mind your head, please.
And pull the reel, please. Don't anyone fight. Walking without reel.
Your head's gonna smack.
Did you heard everything what he said, friend? It was a dad it doesn't work, the children works for the dads. Wow. What a fashion on the old days time. That's why they got a lot of childrens and they're all working for dad. And then when the children grow older and when they become dad, they do the same to their children again. Yeah, of course you can plan. Hang on a sec. એ જ ને આજે તો આ બધું કરીને આવ્યા અમે બોલો ચડ્યા હતા પેલા વેરે પકડીને બોલો મજા આવે એવું છે એક જ વાર કરવાનું ને એ ટાઈમે વિચાર કરો 4 વર્ષનું છોકરું માઇન્ડમાં કામ કરે વિચાર કરો 4 વર્ષનું છોકરું. Alright, fine. I need to take my...
Only 5 hours, and I say, my dad, I'm so tired, I'm not coming. My grandson say, okay, next day you can come. 12 hours, he do for my in a farm and do work. How do I feel? He do 16, 17 hours every day.
And he does it out of a sense of duty to his family. Because he comes from a generation, you don't work, you don't eat, you die.
Yeah.
Simple. Yeah. And
Even my dad as well, one day he not give me food.
yeah, because
You feel without food,
yeah.
how do I
Then you know
survive?
then you know how he
And then I realize, oh, I need to work, otherwise I'm not making food.
Are you taking it with you?
Yes. You can watch it later.
Now, what do I think? Mister? Luna? રહી ગઈ? રહી ગઈ?
બહુ ચાલે બેટા.
Okay. All right.
શૂઝ પહેલાં ભીના થશે તો તને ઠંડી લાગશે. શું બેટા? Look at this. તો બધા આવશે બહાર જ આવશે આપણે ધીરે ધીરે વાંધો નહીં. Look at this. There's a video they're gonna show us. I think there's a video they're gonna show us. Alright, let's find the seat. Let's find the seat. Yeah, we're gonna sit on the slate. Yeah.
And he bought the mine. Oh, well, we're starting without people. I'm being dreadful, not paying attention. Right, in you come, votes. We were just saying, this family here and myself, what we do admire in people that come here, particularly from India, is we admire your sense of community, your sense of family. We have a lot we English could learn from you on that, your commitment, to your family. Bless you for doing it, and keep showing the example, because maybe we'll learn one day. maybe we'll learn. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's hope so, because you're a lovely example.
Thank you.
Anyway,
Thank you very much.
thank you. That said, folks, on this screen at the moment, it's going to appear an image of Honister derelict before Mark Weir bought it, and you're going to hear from a man who will be sad that it's closed. It's going to be Alfred Wainwright. And then it's going to go forward, and you're going to hear from Mark's son, Prentice. And I can assure you, folks, if Mark, unfortunately, he's not alive today, he would appreciate what you're doing, and he'd appreciate the way you act. He really would, because he had a great sense of community, and he really valued his family. Yeah, so that made him unusual in England. Yeah. Right. Okay. Let's press the button and hear the story. Here we go.
It seems strange to see Honister Quarry so quiet. It is a scar on the landscape, but it's such an integral part of Lakeland life that nobody really objects to that. From this crime. Just like a graveyard.
Hello, my name is Prentice. I'm the son of Mark Weir, who bought the mine back in 1996, and the great-grandson of Boss, who you've been hearing about in the mine tour so far. I remember being about 5 or 6 years old, before I could probably read, being sat on my dad's knee, learning how to drive the diggers. So my first blast, we were up in the mine, and we loaded all the explosives into the drill holes already, and we were about to blow the charge. So the first time I'd ever done it, I was winding the box as fast as I could. Then you have to push the button, and there was just a huge bang, the loudest thing I've ever heard, and I absolutely pooed my pants. So it was absolutely the scariest thing I've ever heard. My dad was a one-of-a-kind type of guy. He used to fly to work every day in his helicopter. Unfortunately, back in 2011, he had a crash just about 300 metres away from the mine when I was about 14 years old. It was a really, really tough time for our family, and we've all pulled together to continue his legacy through Honister.
My name is Paul. I'm a river dresser, which means splitting slate and dressing on that machine.
My name's Tiger, and this is the automated circular saw, which we use to cut worktops, gravestones and floor tiles.
In the past, Honister used to primarily just produce ruby slates, and they were shipped all over the world. Now we've diversified, and we use 100% of the rock we extract from the mountain. We make a variety of slate products, including headstones, wine racks, placemats, knives, forks, anything you can think of, we'll try and make it out of slate.
I'm Nelly, do a bit of maintenance, servicing the generators, greasing the machines, welding, fabrication, generally targeting, all machinery, going.
The special thing up here at Honister is the way the team pulled together after 2011. So Honister's just been a big part of my life for the past 20 odd years. This is the start of the Green Raptor Extreme, a mountain climbing experience, and this is what you climb.
હે શું કહ્યું આશીષભાઈ આજે ખીચડી આજે ખીચડી એ નહીં મળવાની ખીચડી કાલે આજે થોડી આજે સબ્બે ફરવા દો Whoa. જો પેલું કરે છે એ લોકો That is the Infinity Bridge, which we was not able to do just because we were just late and we could not be able to. There's no slots left. But take a look at great view from this exit of the mine. Wonderful. Thrilling. And his mine is off. બધા પોતપોતાની ટિકિટો ચેક કરી લો બધાની પોતપોતાની ટિકિટ ચેક કરી લો
Before we head up to the bus, were you doing the Via Ferrata earlier?
Huh?
Did you do the Via Ferrata?
No.
You see where those people
Yeah.
are at the end of that bridge?
All the way.
That leads to a little section of rock there. That's where the Via Ferrata starts.
Wow.
If you do it, you climb down the side of the mountain, go round out of sight, cross a bridge like this one but not that one, up the front face of the mountain, behind and up again. It makes Go8 look pathetic. You know that.
How did they manage to get JCB in it?
I like it, man. Yeah. But what you really do is follow the old miners' route. And they did it with no kit. And did a day's work when you got there.